I'm walking the go, out for the bitches. Inspector Gadget. Boop, boop. Yes. Patrick's grab.
That's funny.
Welcome to the evening. I know, I got my vlog up. Minimal editing. Let's see, let's make this symmetrical. Oh, look, it's symmetrical.
Whoop, whoop.
Look. It's symmetrical now. That's actually a good angle. That's actually cool. Okay. I kind of get it. It's still a vlog though. So we're having eggs and rice.
Egg whites.
Egg whites and rice. And ketchup. And we're gonna watch Dexter. Okay, the first episode of Dexter.
That was some shit.
That was some shit. Where they were just like, psych guys, and his ex-girlfriend, she's just like, psych. I'm sorry that I pinned it on Dexter. He was just protecting himself and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, they were like, oh shit. People were pissed about the ending of Dexter. Yep. Psych! We'll fix it. Fixed it. So, Patrick fell asleep during the second episode.
A little bit.
So what, do we have like, we're on 4 and 5 now?
No, we're on 3. We didn't watch 3.
I know, but, okay, yeah. But what episode are they on? 4?
I know 4 is out. 5 might be out. I'll confirm later, I promise.
Yeah. Sorry the lighting shit. I was like in the dark back there. I'm kind of always in the dark though. It's like, now it doesn't want to do it.
Camera's calling you a liar.
Yeah, so got that up. Yeah, so we're just gonna hang out tonight. Take a break from everything. And then probably work on my art later. My bear. Probably getting some, I already got some like reference photos and stuff of like, because I'm gonna do lucidity like on a bear skin, but like all like badass, maybe with like a drink or something, like yeah, or a joint or something, like yeah, bitches, slaying me a bear. So
nice.
Yeah, I put the Lottie clip in my vlog.
Oh yeah?
You know where she killed the bear?
Oh yeah.
And then they asked her, well, how did you know that we weren't gonna be hungry anymore? And she's like, I just did. Kind of like us, how I just know.
Just know these things.
I just know. It's the drugs.
Right.
It's my cabergoline.
For sure.
That does it. So yeah, dinner.
Whoop, whoop.
Dexter.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully they don't. I have a feeling this whole season's gonna be like, what the fuck of Dexter? Like, us going, what?
I hope it gets better. It's supposed to get weird too from the previews we saw.
That one guy, is it Peter Dinklage? The little person I don't like?
Right.
Because he likes to screw everybody over in Hollywood?
Yeah. I'm concerned about the storyline plot.
Me too.
Like, I hope for the best, but I'm not expecting a lot.
We did get to the part where the one lady was trying to contact other serial killers.
Right.
That was weird too. That's kind of weird, but okay. We'll see where we go with it. We'll see where we go.
Alright, let us hear the story. Well, I was just gonna say before we get into that. She's stalling.
Oh my god.
Are these hot packs?
I'm on the edge of my
Yeah, it's still icy cold. We put on an icy hot, what are they called? They're called salon paws. Yeah, because we're all old.
Those things are awesome.
You just can't wear them because you're sweaty.
Ooh.
Oh, that is a fact.
That was weird. That was
Don't act like we didn't just have a full conversation.
That was kind of like the
about
Mean Girls when she was like, you have a hairy back. What was that line? That she
Oh my god. Zane, you're a dude. Okay. Alright. I get this. This is a real thing. People were talking about this on the Snark. And I just thought, this is not... God, I know. My hair is a mess. Let's fix my hair right now. I took a shower. And I put one of those... Okay, so I was coughing all last night. I was up coughing all last night. It reminded me of when I was a kid. Whenever I'm up coughing all night and can't sleep, it always reminds me of the night before 9/11. When I was a kid, the night before 9/11, I was up all night fucking coughing. And my mom was even up with me, and we were sitting in front of the steamer and shit, and yeah, and so I remember being awake and watching all that happen. So, yeah. Salon paws, they are sweaty like that. I heard that and I'm like, real. So real. That is so real. I love salon paws. They are though. Okay, salon paws, for some reason, those are the ones that are sweaty. The salon paws brand. I like, okay, the Walgreens by us shut down. I know. All the Walgreens are closing now. But the Walgreens that used to be by us, I like the Walgreens generic lidocaine patches. Remy, Icy Hot, Icy Hot's okay. And I'll use the Icy Hot too sometimes, but because, you know, sometimes when it's just really tense and everything is just hurting really bad in my shoulders or my back, sometimes that feels good. But a lot of times when it's just in pain or whatever, I will get the generic Walgreens lidocaine patches. Those are awesome. And I stick them all over my shoulders. Beautiful. Those are great. And my back. I remember when I used to go to pain management before I was like, fuck this shit. I'll just get off the morphine. I used to take morphine, guys. I used to take morphine. And then I stopped taking it when my Patrick's dad passed away in the hospital. And they were giving him morphine when he passed away. And I was like, are they trying to kill me? That's exactly, so I got off of all that. And I have figured out alternative ways to deal with my pain, right? Teas. I'm not doing the weed today because of my throat, but I've been doing teas, the kratom tea. And then, you know, patches and shit like that. And I'm gonna have Patrick get me some of the weed you can eat later. I do that too, which, it's so funny, okay? I know, YouTube hates me over here. They hate that I just talk about everything over here. That's why I never get my videos recommended, and I'm small. But that's okay. I like that we are small over here. It's fun. And, yeah, I know, I'm not for everybody, and that's okay. So that's why I kind of like that it's small. It's just, we're very, like, it's like a delicacy channel, you know? It's like something like, you know, only some of us like this kind of delicacy, you know? Like, not everybody likes having, caviar, right? Not everybody loves caviar, right? And it's not something you always want to have all the time. Some people love caviar and eating caviar all the time. They can just eat it all the time and it's just great and they love it. Some people can only have it every once in a while. Some people fucking hate caviar and they don't want anything to do with it. That's my channel. My channel's like caviar. I'm comparing my channel, my YouTube channel, to caviar. Right. Okay. The other thing I've been drinking today, I haven't had coffee. I've been drinking orange juice. I feel like it eats up the acid. So, yeah. Let's do some small talk right now. The weather is not small talk. The weather tells you so much about the world. Farmer's Almanac, guys. So, let's look at the air quality. I was listening to a live stream, someone covering Foodie Beauty. That's a shit show and a half. She's in Qatar right now. I think Iran just hit like a weather, like Patrick was telling me that they had like, they hit some weather like thing in Iran where it was like 90%, or it was like 90 degrees and the dew point was like fucking crazy. There's like crazy humidity and it was hot. And I'm like, well, Foodie's next to it. So here we are. Where's the air quality? I've been hearing, so on the stream I was listening to, they were talking about, she was talking about how her air quality was shit over there too. And the lady's in Michigan. Michigan? Michigan, yes. She's by Lake Michigan. And she was saying how bad the air quality was. And she just wanted to go outside and lay in her little pool and stuff. And I was like, ah. Yeah, it's the ozone, I guess. The ozone is what's been really bad. And that's what's making me cough and feel like sick. I was looking up, like, I'm like, maybe we should go to Orange County. I don't know, but I also feel like I'm coughing too much, where I don't want to cough around people, right? And I don't want to get, you know, my mentor's older, and it's like, I'm not going to kill you. You've made it this far. I'm not going to be the one to off you with my cough. Just saying. See? I'm coughing. Not editing that out. We're all coughing, apparently. We're all having trouble breathing this summer. What's that about? Like, the air quality has been shit a couple places around the United States. So it's just like, meh. So yeah. What else is going on? I'm gonna work on my bear photo. And I'm gonna probably work on some of my chart. It's just... Here lately, when I've been working on some of this stuff, it's like, I can't believe all these connections. And then my mentor's like, yeah. Like, I'll text him and I'll be like, does this person, like, really know Michael Jackson and grew up around him and stuff? And he's like, yeah. Yeah, his dad did the sound engineering. They grew up down the street. Yeah, like the guy, okay, Roman we were talking about, the Bears assistant. I have his IDs. I got a copy of his IDs, his birth certificate. Yeah, we do. Must be Amazon. My mom's always getting packages, and she'll text me and be like, I have a package. It's my mom's. Put it in the... So yeah. Oh my god, my thumb things, so like, because they're like on here, sometimes I'll be like picking up stuff and it just starts to slip off and stick, because it's like the sticky stuff they wrap around you when you do your blood. Yeah, so put this in the fridge with my stuff. I had to do my migraine shot the other night. Holy shit, guys. Who keeps... Do you ever keep the ice packs that they send you in these, like, containers? I do. We keep the ice packs and then I use them on my back. I'll put them in a plastic bag. I'm one of those people where I'm always like, ooh, this is free. I can use... This is a free ice pack, man. Yeah. I'm one of those people where I'm like, free? This, oh look, we can reuse this. I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people. Hi, Noe, how are you doing? There's Noe. He's been sitting in the box. You gonna go in the window? Okay. Okay. Yeah, so. While I was up coughing last night, I'm gonna get some orange juice. Let's get some more OJ. Can you tell I'm just like, bah! Yeah. Oh, Dexter. Dexter got pretty good last night. I'm not going to ruin it, but got pretty good. We have another episode, so we're going to do that tonight. I hate coughing. I hate this. I hate this. I was actually supposed to go out of town with some friends on Saturday this weekend, and I canceled because I don't want to be coughing on them. I don't like coughing around, like if I feel like I got a cough like this and it's just from like I will stay away from people. I don't like coughing around people because since COVID, you know, people hear you cough and they're like you're a leper. Like you're literally a leper. Doodle-doo, Inspector Gadget. Doodle-doo, doo-doo, boop, boop. Yeah, so, what was I talking about? I have no idea. That happens. Did you ever see that movie? Looking at the OJ, and I'm thinking of OJ Simpson. Did you ever see the movie? It was free on YouTube for a while. It might not be anymore. But it was OJ. And him and, I forget the other people were in it. And they were astronauts that were supposed to go to Mars, and then they realized, like, oh, the Mars trip is, like, we're not gonna be, sorry, that's our washer going. Raw. Real life, bitches, this is real life. You're gonna hear my washer going. I just feel grateful we have. That washer's nice. So anyways, let me find this movie. The OJ movie where he goes to Mars. Well, they don't go to Mars. They're like, this isn't actually gonna work out. You guys going to Mars and coming back and stuff. So like, we're just gonna fake it. And we're gonna fake it to your family and your friends and everybody you know. Excuse me. And then at the end of the movie, oh my God, how rude, I keep burping. And then at the end of the movie, they try to off all of them. I think one dude survives. Was it O.J. Simpson Mars movie? His car chase comes up. Remember when they were chasing him? It's fine. Do you remember the movie they made about O.J. and all that happening? And they had to add in the Kardashians. And he was in Kim Kardashian's room about to like off himself. And Kim's dad, no, you can't off yourself in my daughter Kim's room. Like, he was in Kim's room with, like, the pew-pew, and he was about to off himself. That was nuts. That was nuts. That was nuts. Mars movie. What movie was that? No. Movie! Capricorn 1, and it is free on YouTube. That'll be on your playlist. I'll link it. Capricorn 1. Yeah, it's so interesting, all these space missions. I get it, we're going to space, so they name it after astrology signs, but there's like, it's double. It's like, we think, oh, it's just because it's space, but then they're like, ha ha ha, family lineages. But you know that. You know now. You know that now, so thank God. We're talking about it. We're learning. Yeah, save to a playlist. Save to my movie playlist. Did you guys like my music playlist that I gave you? That was fun to create. I'm going to start doing that more. If I'm sitting here and listening to music and we're vlogging, I'm going to make you a playlist of music. Because that's just fun. Oh, there's my mother. Can you grab my package? I got it. I got it. Got it, and it's in the fridge. It's in the Frigidaire. Let me put up. Oh, I like using emojis. I love the sunglass emoji and that I use the thumbs up. So yeah, Capricorn 1's gonna be on your free movie menu. Side note, thumbs up, thumbs down. I'm gonna share that with you. Okay. She was just sending me something else. Anyway, so, thumbs up, thumbs down. Have you ever heard of a murderer's thumb? I know, I should say shmurder. A shmurderer's thumb. If I remember later, we'll have Patrick show his thumb. Okay? Because he has those types of thumbs. I know. He's not a shmurderer, though, okay? So, back in the old days, one of the ways to... They would call it a shmurderer's thumb. But really, like, if you've seen people who have thumbs and they curl back and they're also stubby. Patrick has thumbs like this, and they're short and they're kind of stubby, and then they really flare back like this. Patrick loves that his thumb flares back like this because he would use it in pull. He would use it in pull to his advantage when he would shoot pull in bars. He used to be on a pulley, and he would use it to his advantage to help guide, and he got really good at it. But... So the thumbs up and thumbs down was to see if you had a shmurderer's thumb. So, and it was also a way of telling somebody's lineage. So, certain lineages, I think it has to do with the one that's Alexander the Great's lineage. But then Patrick has it, so I don't know. I have to still look, because, like I said, there's a lot of people that are connected, and... It's like you're not related to someone, but they trace their lineage back to a certain star grouping. So, yeah. Anyways. So it's like, it's complicated. It's complicated, and it's something that's hard for me to explain because I'm still learning about it. Yeah. Me and my mentor, though, have been really talking about the whole, like, Africa and all the lineage gods over there. because that's really interesting, especially with Ghana, and how, I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's like, why did they go there? Was it because it was easier to get slaves from there? See, I still have a lot to learn. I sound like an ignorant asshole right now, but then when you think about, if they thought those people had a certain quality, not like physically, but like spiritually, like them, that they could take advantage of and harvest off, and then maybe their lineage God did not like this lineage's God because they were fighting. Just think about these goddesses, like people who fight, and they have families and they fight and all that crap, and then they get us to fight for them. That's the issue we're getting to, you know, is that. But that's the kind of crazy we're going to be heading towards, and that's why my channel's caviar, because not everybody can handle that, right? I know. It's going to be like that Tennis McKenna quote, where things are just going to get so weird, we're just going to have to talk about how weird it is. And then another thing, too, in talking about the weird things with my mentor, because he's been through all this weird shit. So he's been through, like, multiple levels of what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck. Oh my God, I didn't think this could get weirder, but it's weirder. To a point where he had to then start his life over. Okay, he said, there will come a point where I'm just going to have to accept that these paranormal things are happening, and that I can't explain it, and that we can't explain it. That it's just happening, and we can't explain it. And of course, I'm someone who's like, I want to be able to explain this, okay? There's got to be something rooted in reality. And he's like, no, sometimes you're just going to have to accept that you don't have the brain to understand some of this yet. And that you're just going to have to accept that. He went into this whole thing about, like, you know, there was a certain point where he just had to accept that things were happening and he couldn't explain them. Yeah, so, and he said, you know, and eventually sometimes something will come to you later that you'll be like, that makes sense now. Sometimes it just won't, because we're just, I don't know, trying to say, well, we're humans, and maybe we're not meant to understand some of those things. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I think these are all humans we're messing with, and we can do it too. Some of the thing we go back and forth for. Like, yeah, he goes, yeah, these are people and stuff, but, you know, like, I'm never going to be a physicist. You know, I'm never going to know how to run the Hadron Collider. And I need to learn to accept that there are going to be things that I'm just not going to understand. Like the Hadron, like, I know what it is, but I don't know how it works. And I'm just going to have to accept that. But I don't want to. This is where we're going, guys, so. Capricorn 1, that's your movie for the vlog, Capricorn 1. That is actually funny. And it's weird to see OJ in it, too. Like, acting and shit. It's so weird. His career was weird before the whole, like, he got into trouble and stuff. But, like, he was a football player and then he got into movies. Yeah, so. I'm going to work on that. Maybe I'll listen to more of Pretty Basic. Or, no, that was Basically Unfiltered. She slept with a ghost. Maybe it was someone pretending to be a ghost. You see that? You get that? See how that happens? We've talked about this, you know, in the Bible, which I was told I need to start hate reading the Bible again. That's why he's having me read the Bible, dude. Like, they're all read the Bible. There's a lot of information in there, and it'll just click, and you'll be like, no, this is that. I think they want to see what I can pick up on. Like, I was reading Genesis and the Tree of Life. I'm like, so was that like an ergot infected tree? And he's like, probably. And I'm like, so when God told Adam and Eve not to eat from the tree because it'll kill them, it was because, yeah, ergot, if you eat it and you eat too much of it, it kills you. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, so they ate it and everything was fine. And he's like, okay, so you guys got more knowledge now. You can be my workers. Go out and do it on your own. He's like, yep. They weren't kicked out. They were sent forward to be workers. That's why in Dune they were like so up on harvesting that spice stuff, right? There are people who believe that this LSD, ergot, psychedelics are the key to everything. And I get it. I'm on it. But it's just putting patterns together. It's just, you're just looking around and you see the reality that they've been hiding in front of you. Like, you're just able to put patterns together. It's just so much easier. Cheers to that. So, I've been blabbing a lot. You guys probably hate that I talk so much like this, but it's why my channel's Caviar. It's crazy. Yes, I look like crap. It's been one of those days. I worked on my bear picture. Maybe I'll show you later. We're gonna watch the next episode of Dexter. My mom went by Sprouts and got a Salisbury steak dinner with mashed potatoes and green beans. I'm waiting a little bit because I took some, you know, weed. Yeah, YouTube knows. YouTube doesn't give a YouTube knows I'm never going to be monetized. No one's ever really going to watch me, and no one really even cares. And I'm crazy, so yeah, welcome. So yeah, I took, it's so funny. Whenever anybody takes the, you know, the munchie munchies, and, you know, not the munchies, but, you know, pre-munchie. Whenever everybody takes the pre-munchie, usually you hear about them taking 10, let me see how I can say this so YouTube doesn't understand. 10 to the mg. Most people take 10 to the mg, right? I take 3 double 0 to the mg.
I can't even take 10.
Yeah, I take 3 double 0 to the mg. And I'm not like high on it or anything. Raw. Yeah. My pain, right? So yeah, took some of that. So we're gonna watch Dexter and have dinner. Oops, headphone fell out. I also worked on my chart too a little bit, and then I saved a lot of videos to what I watch playlist. Some I've already seen before and I just thought, oh, I'll just stick them in there. And then some I just watched today. I also started watching part of the This Is It with Michael Jackson, because I was also, he's coming up now in this group because he's, I guess when he was a kid, he worked, when he was a kid, Roman's daddy, I think they called him Ben or Benny, Ben Barrett. He was like a sound engineer or something. There's not a lot about him online either. He worked at Motown. And I guess they lived down the street, this family that Roman grew up in, they lived down the street from Michael Jackson, and he would ride his bike around the neighborhood, and they were even aware of the, what was going on with Michael's dad at home. Do you hear the cats? They're fighting. Always, forever. So, yeah. So, we're gonna watch that, and then maybe we can do some art talk and more shop talk type stuff about, yeah, the Michael Jackson, now that's coming up. And watching some of his old music videos where he talks about occult things like werewolves and like Thriller, but he has that whole disclaimer at the beginning, like, this is not my beliefs, I don't believe in any of this, and you just need to know that. And looking back now, I'm like, why did he do that? I know he was really religious, and his mom was really religious, and everybody said that, but like, why? Were they just that way, or why they had a reason to be that way? You see what I'm saying? Because now it's like, we're looking and we're like, why were they really religious? And why were they Jehovah's Witness specifically? And why did Michael try to join Islam towards the end of his life? Was it because he was trying to run from something else? You see what I'm saying? Because we're seeing a lot of these beliefs about like gods and goddesses and, you know, and then vampires and werewolves are coming up because, we'll get there. And all these weird things. Oh, gold juice. I texted my mentor. He said that it was probably, you know how in the Eyes Wide Shut video that I did, I kind of touched on like they would give certain drugs to like children because they haven't gone through puberty yet, and their body would process these drugs or, you know, plants, and then they would take it from other body secretions, and take them as a drug and make them into a drink. And so he said it was probably that. A Clockwork Orange, remember? I put that in there. The mannequin, and he was putting the milk and it was coming out of her tata. That was because she was someone who produced prolactin. Probably in ancient Greek, they would find women who were maybe nursing or had the prolactinoma like me, like a prepubescent girl. Because a lot of young girls, when you hit puberty, is when you start getting a prolactinoma. And, well, you produce, you know, milk. And you don't have to be pregnant. And they can feed you drugs, and then you produce, and then they can take it, and because your body processed that chemical, or it could process that chemical, now they can drink it, and it's something they can take now because of the way they were using people as like a chemical, like, you know, instead of like we have labs now and laboratories where we know how to do chemical reactions and mix formulas. Well, back then they didn't have all that, right? So they used people as like a drug factory. If I remember, I'll link some of Amon's things. I was told he's one of the few people that is actually really talking about some of this online, about the whole, how the Greeks and the Romans used people like drug factories. And then they would go find people like redheads, you know, and because of certain genetics, some people's bodies might process a drug, and we've heard of this, some people's bodies react differently to different drugs, you know, so their body might process a drug differently than someone else, and then they get it from their body secretions. Use your imagination. Gross, right? So, gross. So, we're gonna watch Dexter. That's funny, our break from some of this stuff is like watching other gory stuff, like Dexter and Yellow Jackets. I had to take a break from Yellow Jackets when they got to the point where they met up with the hotel guy in the second episode, and he goes, it's not a hotel, it's an experience. And I'm like, I'm done. Because that's something Andre Balazs says all the time, is that his hotels are not hotels, they're experiences.
I compare the process of creating a building, such as a hotel or a restaurant, as that of creating a movie. You know, there's a producer, there's a... But think of the way movies were made in old Hollywood. Jack Warner would say, I think it's time we make a surfing movie. Who shall we get to write it? Let's talk to Billy Wilder. Who shall we get to direct it? Let's talk to so-and-so. Who shall we get to be the lead male? Who shall we get to be the lead female? Right. And who shall we have be the set production designer, etc.?
And he wants people to have like an experience when they come to his hotels. Yeah, I'm sure they're really having experiences over at the Chateau Marmont Andre Balazs for transformative verbal to verbal, you should know this. Telling everybody, oh, the Chateau Marmont, because it's got soul, it's haunted. Give me a fucking break. That place is so old. All the little crawl spaces, man. Lucidity knows. Yeah, if Andre Balazs ever sees any of this, the magic I know he believes in, and the stuff I'm doing, he should be scared of my magic. I know, I'm like, magic's not real. Well, now I'm learning, like, there's ways you can make it real with your art. He's one of those people that really believes in that media magic, and words mean something. Epstein was like that. You know, Epstein, they thought he was a wizard or a sorcerer or something. He was really into word magic, and we'll get into word magic. And, for example, Andre Balazs on a podcast I listened to talked about how the word cool, you know, he didn't like people referring to his hotels as the word cool or cool, because the word cool actually means cold. And he doesn't want his hotels to be cold, because then that means nobody's going to them.
Is the chateau legendary?
Well, let me get to that. It's legendary, I think. Not, you know, this is the kind of question, like, if you had used the word hip or cool instead of legendary, you know, I would have gagged. But the things like legendary, cool, hip, these are not things that we or I attempt to do, because that's the surest way. You'll never be any of those things. These are things that journalists love to attribute to it. One of the sad things, as you must know in journalism, is that the devaluation of terminology itself is disastrous. For example, when you read that the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Laguna Beach is quote-unquote cool, you know that the meaning cool does not mean what it meant when Art Blakey or Thelonious Monk was called a cool cat playing jazz in 1952. Legendary is something that you are bringing to a hotel. I wouldn't say that. That's your phrase. But it is quite well known, and it is, I wouldn't say it's the kind of thing that is a household name, although the very, very, very successful creative director of Gucci decided to launch
What's his name?
Alessandro. Right now, if you go into Gucci, they're in the process of releasing at least 40 items in this, what they call the cruise collection, where he called me up. He's a friend. He stays there all the time. And he started to, he asked me if I would mind if the girls on the runway walked down the runway with a laundry bag. I said, sure, of course. And I said, you know, we've been, over time, you know, we've done T-shirts, and, you know, Steven Strauss had designed a whole line of clothing for me for the Chateau, which we never made. So as I started talking with Alessandro, he said, oh, that's so interesting. Can you show me what you've done? I said, sure. And before you knew it, it turned into this 40-plus collection that is Gucci's collection, but all you see all over it is the Chateau Marmont logo. And
They are cold. Nobody should be going to them. No soul, no comfort, no nothing, no what a shitty experience where you find some kind of blackmail to go sell to TMZ or a tabloid, or use against a celebrity who didn't do what you wanted them to do.
if you have a guest who suddenly doesn't have money and owes you $500,000, that's fine. It happens to us quite frequently, and someday they make good on it.
Or you're helping out someone on the other side of the circle because you're all connected, and they don't know that because they've been hoodwinked this entire fucking time, man. Give me a break. It makes me angry. Yeah, my cat too. how being a celebrity is not. Being those famous people is not fun. It's not something anybody should ever want, because once they get into it, then it's great and all, but you also get fucked over in these weird ways like this, like Britney Spears. What happened to her is fucking horrifying, and they did it to others too over the years. Some people just didn't get as lucky to get out eventually, you know? And they're even still trying to control her. It's fucking sick. These are human beings. And yeah, they're creative. That's their gift, not yours to siphon off. I'm done. I'll get off my soapbox now. It's not yours to siphon. It's not your gift. Sorry you weren't born creative to some of these people in the magic circle, but that's not your thing. Like Patrick's not creative. He's analytical. He's good with numbers. That's his gift. Everybody's got one. But when you don't have creativity, you don't go and use those people. Especially when you think it's like something special that it's fucking sick. It's fucking gross. And then they added all these other things that are just gross, like the gold juice, which I've heard of the adrenochrome too, but most of the time that's a specific thing, but usually it's this other stuff, because it's like LSD that has been processed through a person, and yeah, I'm not kidding. Yeah, I'll link some of them and stuff. We'll chat later.
Just observed a jaguar on their trail cameras. Now, this is the fourth one that the program has found in the state, seen on camera. And today, the research center told Fox 10, this is the result of 15 years of scientific monitoring and the hard work of 45 volunteer scientists. The volunteers go through extensive...
Jaguars, Arizona. Jaguar is also... jaguar print, or jaguars, are also symbolism for Dionysus. We're gonna be taking a trip to Bradshaw Ranch someday, okay? We're gonna be going out there. There's some shit out there, so welcome. I died for a few days. No, Philip, you're gonna have to share with the camera. He's like sleeping here, and you're gonna sleep right. No, move. Sleep around the camera. Cats. Okay. Hopefully this doesn't move. Yeah, so I like... Philip! So rude. Let's see. Okay. Are you good, Philip? You good? I think he's good. Okay, I think we're good. Good! Yay! So anyway, yeah, the cough just got to me. And so the last few days I've just been... So, we're here now. Trying to finish up the vlog. I got some more editing in. Andre Balazs. He's interesting, isn't he? Yeah. So, yeah. This vlog is so long anyways. So, yeah. Next vlog, we're going to talk about gold juice. So... yeah. As always, remember, all these stars are yours because I gave them to you. Because you matter. Right? Right. You matter. Like Elizabeth matters, right? But Andre Balazs, he doesn't matter because he's a piece of shit. So anyways, yeah. All these stars are yours. I love you. And next vlog, we're going to talk about orange juice and fake friends and handlers. Oh, that's going to be interesting, right? Right? I love you guys. Remember, all these stars are yours and not Andre Balazs. Love you. Mwah!
Problem solving is something that schools generally don't teach you. You know, a lot of people don't have a good generalized approach to problem solving. They're not thorough, don't consider all the possibilities, prepare themselves with the right information. If you can develop a kind of generalized approach to problem solving, it's surprising how it helps you in anything.
I don't think. I know.
Every 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.